This hut is locked. The key does not fit the lock. The key does not fit the lock. A dual locking padlock. I need to find the code and then insert a key. The purse is full. Yet again we can dismiss theft as the motive for the murder. Here is the watch she must have removed to prevent it from getting wet. A top brand lipstick. She liked to take care of her appearance. As well as a photo of the victim with some company. It could be useful to me. It definitely was here that the victim left her belongings. The purse is full. Here is the watch she must have removed. A top brand. Betty's first day at work. Mom is very proud of you. Elizabeth Barnard, 7 August 1931. So, the young lady did have a name starting with B, and she worked as a ginger cat, an establishment that must be slightly further along the beach.
Jap has gone to the police. The victim has been identified and her family had reported her disappearance. She was called
Elizabeth Barnard, namely Betty. She worked as a ginger cat at the cafe slightly further along the beach.
But Poirot, how on earth?
Never mind. Do you have her address?
Yes, she lived with her parents on the street leading to the beach, number 22. Shall we go?
You are far too impatient, Hastings. Let the poor people take in the news first. Let us go and visit the cafe where Betty worked. This hut is locked. There is no doubt about it. Bexhill has one of the most beautiful beaches in the area. Could it be the same buildings as on the victim's photo? This is definitely where the photo I found in the hut was taken. This is definitely where the photo I found in the hut was taken. With all these tourists, these shops must be thriving. Hastings appears to be ill at ease. He appeared to be relatively indifferent to Mrs. Asher's murder, but the young woman's murder seems to be troubling him greatly. I fear that this case is far from being solved.
Come on, Poirot. You'll find the killer.
Certes. But how many times will he kill before I do?
I'll be with you in a minute, gentlemen.
Something tells me that she's the owner of the ginger cat. This woman must be the owner of the ginger cat. It looks like something is bothering her.
How can I help you?
A hot chocolate and a tea for my friend, please.
I'll bring it straight away.
What a pity. I don't have any change to make it work. I need to know the time range during which Betty was working on her own. These are the different waiting staff's bills. Which ones were written by Betty? I should consult the register first. Where is Betty? Betty worked from 11 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. Would she have been alone at any time during her service? No, this person is not the last one to have worked with Betty. Interesting. Betty was alone between 5 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. Who did she serve? Most probably a family. This bill may have been written by Betty. There is probably another one. No, something's not right. Betty was alone at just one of these 2 times. Most probably a single man, a whiskey lover, maybe the murderer. This bill may have been written by Betty. There is probably another one. Most probably a family. Betty served a family and a man on his own, a whiskey drinker, maybe the murderer. This information will help me to progress.
But, gentlemen, what are you doing?
We are searching for clues, mademoiselle. My name is Hercule Poirot. I am a detective, and this is Captain Hastings. Does Betty Barnard work here?
That is correct. She should have been here a while ago. Punctuality is the first rule of politeness.
I fear that Miss Barnard will not be coming today. She has just been found, dead, on the beach a few hundred meters from the cafe.
How awful. Poor young thing. What happened?
She appears to have been murdered.
This is most distressing. How this will affect my business, I shudder to think.
What can you tell us about Miss Barnard?
Nothing, absolutely nothing. Miss Barnard was my employee. Her private life was none of my business.
You did know at least that she had a young man.
Indeed.
This photo was found. Is this him?
Yes, that's him all right. But I haven't seen him for some time.
Do you think there may have been some problems between them?
I'm not on those sort of terms with my staff. Now, please excuse me, I have work to do.
The customer who ordered the whiskey might provide us more information. He may have been the last one to see Betty alive.
It is an interesting idea, Hastings. Maybe he is a regular guest. What do you think, mademoiselle?
I don't think so. Our regular guests tend to order tea and cakes. At this time of the year, there are a lot of tourists about you never see again.
That's what I thought. Time to visit Betty's home.
I have nothing to add on the subject of Miss Barnard. Please convey my condolences to her family.
This is a well-laid table. Nothing is out of place and, above all, no creases. With all these tourists, this shop... How do you do, mademoiselle? My name is Hercule Poirot.
I know you. You're that detective we hear all about.
I do not know if that is a compliment, but I will take it as one for now. You are Betty's sister, I believe?
Yes. My name is Megan.
Can we come in?
Please do. My parents are at the police station. I doubt they'll be up to speaking to you later.
Do not worry, we will not bother them.
Did you know your sister's plans for yesterday evening?
No. I arrived by train this morning. My parents called me in a panic when they discovered that Betty had disappeared. She went out last night, but she didn't tell them where she was going.
What was your last conversation about?
Her new dress. She wanted a pair of black stockings to go with it. Mother brought her a pair. The very day it happened. She was crying. And to think that Betty never even wore them. Poor Mummy.
It would not be polite to visit the house without being invited to do so. Megan invited me to examine her sister's bedroom. I should take advantage of the opportunity. The Barnard appeared to make music a priority in their budget. Their home is modest, but the Barnards are definitely music lovers. What is she feeling at the moment?
Mr. Poirot, I don't like being stared at. If you have something to say, would you please say it to me?
Betty's older sister is not just sad, she's angry. Did Betty go out often?
My sister wasn't a child, sir. She used to go out. She enjoyed films, dancing. She was a very good girl who didn't hang around with men. That's what they always say, no?
The pain is making you bitter, Mademoiselle Barnard.
I'm not interested in your compassion, Mr. Poirot.
Très bien, mademoiselle. Could you at least tell me a little about Betty's young man?
His name is Donald Fraser, a very nice young man. Oh, excuse me, I have to answer that.
But of course.
Betty's room is opposite the stairs on the first floor. Feel free to take a look if you think it might be useful.
This young woman is far too clever not to have anything else for us.
Do you think she's hiding something?
That is what I'm trying to find out.
Surely you don't think she did it?
I did not say anything of the sort. But young women always ruin your judgment, Hastings. Who knows, maybe Megan was jealous of her attractive young sister.
I see. She may have had her sights on the inheritance. Or maybe she was in love with Donald Fraser.
We have to study all scenarios, even the most unlikely. But I doubt that Mr. and Mrs. Barnard are rich enough to justify murder. While I try and get Miss Barnard to talk, I would like you to try and find Donald Fraser. It should be easy to find the estate agents where he works. Bring him to the Ginger Cat. I would like to talk with him before the Chief Inspector finds him. They're all Miss Modest, but the Barnard... This gramophone is magnificent. It is a one-off, without a doubt. It is not the right time. It looks like Betty was also a music lover, the same as her family. Without a doubt, Betty used to sing. A box of new stockings. It looks like Betty has a very busy life. Betty liked luxury and going out, and being as pretty as she was, she probably did not have any problem getting herself invited. Looking at all the clothes she took out, Betty must have had a problem deciding what to wear. Maybe she had a date? Medicine to prevent voice loss. Did Betty have problems with her voice? This small key should be useful to me. I've finished with this subject. A record sleeve with an handwritten title. Betty must have recorded a demo. I'd be interested to hear it. Something on this clock bothers me. This metal disc is stuck. This wooden panel is blocked. I can't open it. What a strange mechanism. I don't think it serves to turn hands. The cogs are blocked by these wooden panels. The cogs are blocked by these wooden panels. The cogs are blocked. The cogs are blocked by the There, that's better. The cogs are blocked. Strange. A sheet of paper is blocked in the clock. This wooden panel is blocked. I can't open it. This metal disc is stuck. Something on this clock. A record sleeve with an handwritten title. Betty must have recorded the demo. I'd be interested to hear it. Something on this clock bothers me. There, that's better. What a strange mechanism. I don't think it serves to turn the hands. This metal disc is stuck. I definitely need an object to make these cogs turn. I definitely need an object. I definitely need. I definitely need an. I definitely need an. I definitely need an. I definitely need an. This metal disc is stuck. This decoration appears to be firmly fastened. This decoration appears. I definitely need an object. This metal disc is stuck. Strange. I definitely need an. 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 Could the screw be slightly loose? Good. It should be possible to open the wooden panel. This metal disc is stuck. This decoration appears to be... This wooden panel is blocked. I can't open it. Look, a key. This could be useful. The central cock is blocked. This metal disc is stuck. This metal disc is stuck. I definitely need an object to make these cogs turn. No, the key does not fit this cog. No, the key does not. I definitely... Ah! Something clicked on the front of the clock. A new lock has appeared. What does it open? A new lock has appeared. This could be useful. Betty, I enjoyed a wonderful evening in your company, and I hope that we will see each other again very soon. D. My dearest Betty, I know that your art is already spoken for, but you are the most beautiful dancer I have ever had the pleasure of meeting, and I am impatient to see you again. Adrian. A record sleeve with an handwritten title. Betty must have recorded the demo. I'd be interested to hear it. It is not the right time. Let us see. What is this cupboard hiding? This looks like solfège. This looks like sol. I cannot open it. It looks like the mechanism is blocking it. That doesn't work. I must have forgotten a step. That doesn't work. I must have forgotten a step. That doesn't work. I must have. I cannot open it. There is bound to be a clue somewhere. I cannot open it. That doesn't work. I must have forgotten a step. That doesn't work. I must have forgotten a step. I cannot open it. This looks like solfège. That doesn't work. I must have forgotten a step. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. I must have forgotten a step. That doesn't work. It It looks like something. That doesn't work. I must have forgotten a step. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. I must have forgotten a step. That doesn't work. I cannot open it. That doesn't work. I must have. There is bound to be a clue somewhere. That doesn't work. I must have forgotten a step. I cannot open it. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. I must have forgotten a step. That doesn't work. There is bound to be a clue. There is bound to be a clue somewhere. There is bound to be a clue somewhere. There is bound to be a... There is bound to be a clue somewhere. I heard the sound of a mechanism being triggered. I just have to put the record on the gramophone and start it. That doesn't work. I must...
Oh, Donald! We're in the middle of recording.
Sorry, Betty, but it's not wise. The doctor said you should rest your voice.
You're such a killjoy sometimes.
Betty was such a good singer.
It's true. Did she have any problem with her throat?
Yes, she had to be careful with her voice. Of course, she didn't follow the doctor's advice. If Don didn't insist, she... Well, it's too late for all that now.
Family photos and files. It looks like this woman is single, but she has feelings for someone. She is looking so intensely at this photo. But is it really a sister that she's studying in this manner? They made the perfect couple, am I correct?
Yes, in a way. She was pretty and he...
Well?
He's a bright man, with a promising career ahead of him. He would have made Betty a good husband. He was always attentive and generous. Oh, a true gentleman.
I hear a note of envy in your voice.
You must have heard wrong.
Donald appeared to be very much in love with your sister.
Yes, he was mad about her.
Mad, you say? Being madly in love can often be destructive, and Mr. Fraser was known for being jealous, I believe.
No more than average. Men are always slightly possessive, especially when they are with a pretty woman.
I am not your enemy, Mademoiselle Bernard.
And you are not my friend either, Mr. Poirot, sir.
Yes, but your lies are not helping Mr. Fraser, or you for that matter. I know that Fraser was jealous, but I wonder why you feel the need to protect him.
Protect him? I hope you're not suggesting...
That you are Fraser's accomplice? There is nothing to suggest that, at least not yet. It would appear that your sister's murder is the second in a series that we have to stop as quickly as possible. The first was in Andover, and the same as your sister, the murderer sent me a letter informing me that a crime would be committed in that town. Now can I count on your honesty?
Yes, you have my confidence, Mr. Poirot. Don is a quiet and sensitive young man, slightly reserved too, and as is often the case with reserved people, when he flew into a temper, he completely lost control. He could be so violent. Betty was frightened.
And when was this?
The first time was about a year ago. But they rowed more recently. Donald found out that Betty had lied to him. She said she was going out with a girlfriend, but she went out for dinner with a married man. It was an awful scene. She told him that until they were married, she was free to go with whoever she pleased. Donald turned quite pale and started shaking and kept saying one day...
Well?
He'd commit murder.
Do you think that is what happened?
No, Mr. Poirot, I don't believe that. You yourself said he may be a recidivist madman. Don loved Betty with all his heart. I can't imagine for one instant that he would hurt her.
Very good, Mademoiselle Barnard. Thank you for your help.
Fraser is at the Ginger Cat. The police haven't spoken to him, but they want to.
Très bien, Hastings. Let's see him now. Au revoir, mademoiselle. My deepest condolences to your parents.
Of course, Mr. Poirot. And don't be too hard on Don. He's more fragile than he looks.
If you say so. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.